Hello, BB Gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is the Stanley Parable. And this is my first ever playthrough of the Stanley Parable. Now, the thing is about this is that they had told me last time to put in my favorite time, and I was trying to think, like, what is my favorite time? And I really like, both my upload times, but I think I couldn't choose between both of them. I uploaded like 5 p.m. Irish time and 11 p.m. Irish time. I really like that time. But I also love, like, for some reason, there's something I really like about, like, the morning time. I don't know. Like, so maybe I might choose like 9 a.m. I don't know. I don't think, does anyone really have like a favorite time, I guess? A favorite time of the day? I love, you know what? I love a good 8 p.m., right? Things are settling down, things are quiet, watching a bit of YouTube. I like it. Wait. 8 p.m. is your favorite? Oh no. No, I'm not even joking right now. I'm recording this much later in the day and it's actually 8 p.m. Oh no. Well, okay, that fits. But legitimately, I usually record at earlier in the day, usually morning time into the evening. But this time I literally am recording today at 8 p.m. just because I needed to record today because I can't record tomorrow. So I was like, okay, I'll record a little bit later today. It actually is 8 p.m. right now. Well, like 8:03, but still, come on. I guess it's close to my favorite time. I love winding down, watching a bit of YouTube. Everything's kind of usually everything's edited, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or could you assume that resistant give me the correct time again? Technically, it's not the correct time. No, it's 3 minutes from now. It'll be the correct. It's 4 minutes over the correct time. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 8 p.m. is. I'm using our slider to find out. What? How accurate is 8 p.m.? I would say we have to be honest, but it was unintentional, so I'll go there. I can just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. Okay. I feel like I'm learning a lot more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. Oh, stop. I wish you had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent more sliders, new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple of new ones. This is kind of terrifying. Should be ready by next time you boot up the game. This is kind of scary. This is kind of scary. Okay, so we have they're documenting what we're doing. That's interesting, of course, as usual. This game is kind of freaky. It makes me feel very weird. We're gonna skip this again. Now I don't know what we're gonna do this time. I think there's a thing you can do with the elevator, because remember there was a down button and an up one, so you might just go all the way.
Stanley decided to go
to the normal story and then press up on the elevator, maybe? New content. We should maybe wait to do this then, right? This is for Ultra Deluxe. That's interesting. So since we unlocked a bunch of endings, we got the new content. So should we try the other endings first of the other game? Try to get as much we can of the base game first.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did we have to play the game properly to get to the elevator? I think we did, yeah. I think we did. I love this game though. It's so meta in a very terrifying way.
Here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief.
Oh, people were talking about the Broom closet as well.
To his boss's office,
yeah, we should definitely see what that's about as well. People were making a meme about the Broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Is this correct? We have to play the game properly, right? I think we do to get to the elevator. I could be wrong though. Even though we can still do something else. Executive bathroom. What the hell? To be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. To be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to pick just one. So they're saying that rich people are criminals? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. To be rich, is it a crime? It's is it a crime to be rich? But to commit crimes, isn't that just rich? What a life would be to have to pick just one. Oh, it's because some people don't pick just one. Some people are criminals and they're rich, I guess. Extreme bathrooms, Time magazine. Okay. The executive bathroom. We didn't go through here last time, right? Is there anything here? No. Okay. I forget the code itself.
Manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded
This one
the
here, yeah.
terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
I wonder if you do this
But of
before he
course,
even gets to say
Stanley
it.
couldn't
Like,
possibly have known this.
would he be like,
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
More random
Stanley
buttons.
happened to input the correct
this was
code
scary the
by
first time as
sheer
well.
luck.
That's great
Amazing.
lighting too, right?
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
And there's an up button, but it's not lit up, right? Do you have to just press it a bunch of times? No? Maybe once you go down, we can go back up? Possibly? Maybe I'm getting that wrong with this as well. Because again, the way I talked about it last time is the way I want to do is that I don't want anyone to spoil anything of what actually happens in the actual choices or anything like that. I just want to kind of like, you know, try the choices and see where the outcome comes. So if we tried this now, maybe we can choose to go up in the elevator in a second. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I have no problem with people being like, oh, Calvin, like, maybe try spin around 3 times in the bathroom, you know,
Descending
or something
deeper
like
into the
that.
building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
I think the elevator breaks though,
This question
right?
would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, now we can go back up. Okay.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up.
Oh my
Silly
God.
me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
So we decided to like go against like this. Like, we're like, oh, he's about to realize something is happening. He's finally questioning his workplace. Then we go, let's go back up. To me, it feels like an anti. Wait. We can't go down the elevator again, so this ending seems like it's locked in, right? And we can't press anything there either. Okay, this seems locked in. But yeah, it's like it's almost like anti freedom in a way, where it's like, you know, well, at least in quote unquote freedom, it's like, oh yeah, like he's finally gonna question his workplace, and we're like, nah, I'm okay.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator.
Oh my God.
It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways.
Again,
I
there's
could
like a
have
slight
never
annoyance all the time in his voice,
It's
isn't
that
there, for this type
keen
of
eye
stuff?
for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising
He takes this stuff
narrative.
seriously.
Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
So what do we do now? I wonder. Do we try to leave, I guess? We can't leave through here. What if we go through back here? Is the elevator gonna be working again? Wait, what if... Okay. I think okay.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Now he's getting back into the
Yeah.
elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Like, legitimately making fun of us as well, by the way, too. Like, again, because there's... I feel like there's always, like, a hint of, like, disdain in the stuff he says. So I'm gonna just go back up. There's always, like, a hint of disdain in what he says to us.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back
Oh,
up in
God.
the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again?
Oh.
Or what if it's the boss's office this
He's
time?
so annoying.
The suspense is killing me.
Like, again, it is like that type of thing. It's like, what could be there, huh? Like, making fun of us. When I saw it at guns, I think I just read like the idea wrong. Like, I thought it was meant like press the button a bunch of times or something like that. But no, I think we have to, like, you know, we're just gonna keep going back in here and annoy him. Huh?
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
Did you play a trumpet?
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process
Okay.
this.
Oh my god, this game is so creative with the stuff that it does. It's so creative. These machines always like were very interesting to me as well. Like, not machines. I guess technically is a machine,
Okay,
right?
I'm
Technically
ready.
it is.
I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait.
Huh?
No, I need more time to
Oh my
process.
god. This guy, and then like putting up this like please hold sign as well. It does feel like this type of thing is kind of like, you know, making us feel silly for our choices, right? You know? You could have seen something more, but look at this. Oh my god, you're so amazing. Look at this. It's so revelatory. This reveal is so amazing.
I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality.
You like it?
As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Thank you. So do we go back out here and then can we go back up again? I don't know how many times you can do this, but that's pretty funny if we do.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before.
Oh, God.
I had no frame of reference to even anticipate
In a way, it is like, you know, I feel like the best that we can do, like, as we're trying to, like, you know, like, make our way through this game, like, the closest we get to freedom in this game, I feel like sometimes is making the narrator annoyed. You know what I mean? It's like the closest thing we can get to, like, oh, this is us doing this. This is something, like, we have an agency in, like, making this dude really annoyed at us, you know?
That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is.
Thank you.
A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
And we know he cares about the idea of a story so much. You know, he feels like ownership over the story, so this type of stuff is truly frustrating for him. How many times can we do this? Well, he didn't even say anything this time. The end is never the end.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's
No,
stop
don't stop
for
the
a
elevator.
moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley.
Yeah?
You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator.
The boss's office,
But
no?
the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill.
Oh, for real? That's what you
I
feel?
simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Stop. No way he's gonna do this.
There we go.
Stop.
Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible.
It feels like he's
They
taken
want
back any
big,
agency as well.
explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story?
And he's
the
doing like
characters?
meta narrative, meta commentary on like how stories are written. But I feel like one of these situations, like us pressing the button, made us feel like for a second we were like free, right? Oh my god, I'm pressing this button, I'm annoying the narrator, and like he's like, okay, like I guess like once again making this like go slow, it made us feel like for a second that we had like this full agency, and he like took it all back by like showing that like, yeah, you can do this anticipation stuff. You can go back and up and down the elevator, but I'm gonna like, you know, make this my own thing as well.
Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is
It's part of storytelling for sure.
Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you.
We go there?
You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is
Why
unique
is going slow
and
up the elevator
different.
so scary?
It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley.
Cool.
I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed
Where's
such
that?
unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content
Oh my
that makes us feel
God.
sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you.
And again, this whole meta narrative thing on like talking about storytelling as well, it does feel like it is like intentionally like, you know, I don't want to say pretentious, because it's okay to be like, I want storytelling to mean more. It's okay to be like that. But I think of the way that it's all put together, you know, it's like what, you know, like talking about like, oh, storytelling should be this and storytelling should be that. Oh my god, people aren't even getting like, you know, fully realized stories anymore. You know what I mean? Like people are just getting like instant gratification, all this stuff. It does really feel like it is like, it's not the game saying that like other storytelling is bad. It's the game like doing this like commentary on a narrator who feels like their version of a story would be is perfect, I guess, in that way. Like they think that they're like expert storytellers, and that they're supposed to be there. If they're not there to write the story, then it's not gonna be a good story. So now like they're kind of twisting us, like pressing on the buttons instead of it making them annoying them. They're like, oh, this is just something that you like. It's about suspense. It's about this revelatory thing. When we in reality, like I press the button because like it's kind of like a cool choice to make.
Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you.
Are we
from
actually
the
going to say,
beginning.
well, I wouldn't be surprised
They
at this
really
point.
look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Stop.
Oh, good, we're here.
Again, I don't know why I'm so surprised, but I still get surprised by this game that, oh my god, like with the poster as well.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Like, because they created like a little game like of Rocket League, like not a full game of Rocket League, but in the actual game itself. World's healthiest human being, all tricks revealed. Oh my god, with the smile as well. How we did it, the pair. How we did it, the pyramids live. The guy who went to Mars. It's this guy. It's me. I went to Mars. Want to know how? How we did it, the pyramids is nuts. It's freaking nuts. Because we know like the pyramids were like an arduous thing. Like if you think about it, it's an arduous thing. The idea that like I think this is actually more just a play on the idea of like how people think there's conspiracies about the pyramids, and then like this kind of is definitely like playing on that joke. People think aliens created the pyramids. Some people think it was like something that was created in modern times. This is 100% like, hey, yeah, we did do it with a hot hat and everything. Crazy stuff. Wait, this is Stanley? Stanley, you ain't ugly. Tell you that much. You ain't ugly, Stanley. You got a good face in you. The face is not bad. Good face and everything. Why are they so funny? And even with World Peace Baby. With the hands thing.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
A Q&A with the world's first sentient machine. Stanley, Tonight 11 Stage. Stanley, Tonight 11 Stage. Wait, what about this door? It looks like there's not really many choices to make right now. Stage door. To stage. Welcome stage. What is that? Doing great. A conversation with... Okay, come on. Welcome,
All
Stanley.
right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
Stop it. Do you think that this is...
Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Do you think that this is 100% like, I feel like one big F you from the narrator? One big like, oh, you think you're great, do you? You think you're going to mess up my story? Because we know he acts like that before. And I really feel like it is like him taking back agency and him taking back the story and him kind of being like, a big F you, a big middle finger. Oh, you taught like you're so good at storytelling and look what you did. Look what you did now. Now you have no story. I hope you're happy. Congratulations. Remember where you came from. Your co-workers. Oh my god. I'm with the co-workers. And look at this, by the way. The eye is like eyeballs looking at us. What are the other signs? Break a leg, champ. Your boss. Story. Stanley. Me and who? Me dad? Story. Is he Irish? Story. Thanks for showing me the cool skateboard trick at the parking lot. You're too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. Break a leg, champ. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. Stanley, my true love for you. My true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife from this apartment ending. Oh no! For the apartment ending, the mannequin one. I guess we have to go up here. This is wild. This is so wild what we can get to in this game. It's crazy. What have they created in this game? There's a full crowd. Oh my god, this full on like Foo Fighter stage. I'm about to sing Everlong. What's happened? The fact that the stuff they've done for this game is so impressive. It restarted everything again. I think that ending was an FU. I think that ending was him saying like, "Oh, you want to make your own story? Fine. Here. You're the greatest storyteller ever made. Oh my god, look at all this stuff." I think it was like a very meta kind of like, oh, if you're just amazing, aren't you? You're so good. You know, like sarcastically. It's kind of like the way that like, you know, if you act like, you know, and this is obviously not the same thing, but you know, like in a workplace when someone acts like they're like so freaking amazing at everything, and you're just like, okay, go do it then, and like you're like, oh yeah, fine then, you do everything then, do everything, you know. And it really feels like that. The narrator really felt like they were kind of like pissed off there, in a sense.
All of his co-workers were
okay,
gone.
let's go to the broom closet. Because after the broom closet, I don't really have like again, like I said, you can suggest endings, but the way you do it is this. Like say, hey Calvin, walk up to the 431 for a second and just stare at it, or something like that, and then maybe I'll be like, it'll do something or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, or walk over to this window and like pretend to wipe the window. You know, something like that. Because again, like for example, the elevator thing never would have gotten it. The broom closet thing never would have gotten it. And not that I never would have gotten. I know, like, you know, people find this stuff out by playing it 100%. But like, I feel like, you know, it's not that I never would have gone. I feel like I would have gotten other choices over time. But I feel like those type of things like that you can easily miss, I would never have like picked up on.
Yes.
So we'll try that out. We'll go to the broom closet for you guys. No one said like anything about they just said like about the broom closet, like it's a meme.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is it over here? I forget what the broom closet actually is. I know we were here just last time.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I'm imagining because the narrator said we turn around and go back, we have to stay here, right? For sure.
There was nothing here.
Yeah, okay.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Well, I'm here. Yeah, it's definitely this. We have to stay here, just like it was when we stayed in the... Well, I guess it wasn't an ending, but like it was... You remember we stayed in the lounge area?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet fuck all. I feels like this game should be called...
Are you really still in the
Piss
broom
off the
closet?
Narrator.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
The last time we saw someone doing nothing was Stanley, who was like broken in that other ending, and it like really upset him. Like it made him want to cry. Honestly.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought.
So he didn't even mention it because he's like, man, who would even come in here? So without him just telling us to leave was like a contingency plan? Like, oh, I guess leave this broom closet.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own logical path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
Oh my god, the game is so meta. You know what I mean? Again, it's like because that's how video game discourse goes. And like even like when I was on when I was younger on the playground, did you see this? What this happens in this game? You have the discussion, you know.
I hope your friends find this concerning.
Concerning, as if they're gonna be like, man, did you actually find the broom? Like you stayed in the broom closet for a while, you know?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really
Hey.
stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money.
Probably that.
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Jesus. So now is he trying to like goad us out of here? He's trying to like frustrate us?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
We're deceased?
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of.
Wait, so he's just deeming us dead now because we're not moving on.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby?
Please don't. No.
The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
You're human, by the way. He's saying he's not
indicative
human.
of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
This is just ripping into us as players.
When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
It feels like it is just ripping into the players. It's like you know, like the fact that you would even choose to stay in the closet, right? Because I remember from the first part when we came here, it was just like Stanley turns around and leaves the closet, leaves the broom closet, right? But like, what's so funny about this is that like, it goes from like once again pointing at Stanley to pointing at us, being like, oh, is this fun for you? Oh my God, he knows so much about narrative tropes, you know, like maybe you can learn about narrative tropes, maybe you can learn about video game design and first person games. Oh, you're gonna go tell your friends about this. It's also meta, like pointing at us once again. This is really, really cool. It's really cool that there's even something like this. But again, I wouldn't have thought to just like stay in the broom closet on like after a while, maybe if I was playing it for a really long time. But I think that's what's so cool about this game is that like it can be like very like community centric, I guess. Does that make sense? I feel like would be a really great community game. This is like the way we played Demon Souls and Dark Souls back in the day. Now I wasn't around for like the heart of like the Demon Souls online stuff at all, but I know that like when afterwards it was like when I was playing Dark Souls there was a very much like a community aspect to it. But like for Demon Souls, like that was like deep community aspects where it's like everything was online. Everything was like, oh, did you find this? Did you see this? Oh, you saw this? Oh, what did you see? Oh, you found this stuff? Well, I found this if you do this. I think that's what this type of game would be. Did they actually want me to leave? What if this isn't like an actual ending? What if this is actually like should we wait here for like another 2 minutes? But yeah, like that's what I think about this game so far. Like I feel like it's like while it's like as a single player game, you could have a blast with this 100%. I also think it's one of those things where it's like as a community game, you're having the time of your life. And that's why I think it's gonna be good with like having a community with you guys too as well, you know. And again, like I said, it's not gonna be like a thing where like I want people to be like go into like the basement and you'll find the master of the demons and he'll say hi to you. No one's going to do that. Hopefully not. Because it'll just get removed. It's more just a case of just like, hey, like, maybe you could try knocking over the broom in the closet, you know? I think it'll make it really enjoyable as well for me. And, okay, I'm guessing we'll do one more minute, but I'm guessing that we probably have to leave. But I guess this actually isn't an ending. I guess this is actually just like a meta, like, making fun of us. I think that the game just made fun of us. Well, me, actually. Right now, anyway. I'm going to give it 40 seconds, and if it's nothing happens, I'm leaving. I'm guessing at this point, though, they're not going to make us wait too long. We'll wait 40 seconds. But yeah, I've been having a really great time with this game. I think this game is meta in a very cool way that doesn't feel like over the top. It doesn't feel like it's one of those games where it's like it's trying too hard to be meta. It feels like it's like it's narratively interesting, and like the narrator isn't interesting as a character, and Stanley is interesting as like a stand-in as well. As well as like a character we kind of want to follow too. We'll do it in 10 seconds. I'm leaving. Yeah, let's go.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Second player?
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You, too? Unbelievable.
I was like, can we?
I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls
That's
to.
great.
A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
So do we step out? Wait, it might be a thing where, like, it's over now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
No!
upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I don't know if, like, we could have done more with that ending. That's the thing. I don't know if we could have done more. But I was trying to, like, maybe activate a piece of dialogue and then go back. What I can do is make maybe... The downstairs one was the car park one, right? Yeah. So we can do the broom closet one again to see if there's anything else that comes with it. But what I might do then is choose to have mind control happen forever. Just so we don't waste a turn as well. Sorry, I genuinely was just like, man, I actually forgot the code as well, would you believe?
Stepping into his manager's office,
Was it 2?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So
I love that he
relaxed
mentions
for a
this
few
as well.
moments with some calming new age music.
If you press the code too long, he tries to calm us down. They do think of everything in this game. They really do.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yeah, I do like how they even thought of the idea of like, oh, the player might like, know the code already. And like, that's the thing that happens in games quite a bit. Like, you can access stuff early and like, you don't need to question it. But in this case, of course, it is very meta, so it is questioning it as well. Yeah, okay, what we'll do is we'll go back to the room closet and try to get a different ending there as well. Because maybe if it is an ending, we can see if we can go back into the closet again. But I just thought we should activate a piece of dialogue or something. Yeah, so let's keep the mind control machine on. Let's do that. How far was it down here? It is. Oh, it was just down here, right?
Red mind control facility.
This was the first ending we got, was actually like to leave this place.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
I know. I think there's a lot of secrets.
To find out.
I think at this stage, there's a lot of secrets in you as well. If I'm being honest with you now, narrator, a lot of stuff. And this activates the cameras as well.
To life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee.
I think this showcases like so well the idea of like, everyone being a number, the mundane lifestyle of work, how everyone is like just not seen as individual, how like Stanley's individuality is taken away from him and he's just like one piece of this puzzle in this section here.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it?
That's so interesting as well that he's trying to like say like, oh yeah, just because you were happy in this job, like maybe you weren't really happy at all. So the one time our character like was kind of like feeling a little bit content was when we had our job and we were just doing our little thing.
He refused to.
But now it's like he's telling us we weren't happy at all.
His own life in someone else's control.
I'm not saying doing that they're not trying to showcase like the monotonous lifestyle that can make you feel like less of an individual in this game, because I think they are. But I also think at the same time too, there is like an element that the narrator is even like trying to tell us how to feel about.
It was unthinkable.
Even our job is like a way of like taking away our agency.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking,
like
eating,
a
working,
number pad here.
All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Well, there's a bunch of number codes. I wonder if that's something as well. We should check it out at some point as well.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
Is there a code somewhere we can find? Maybe this. Maybe two.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Wait, let me see something. What's the numbers? 5. Is the code that the boss had here? 5. Oh, there's everyone. So what was it? 2845? Is there a 2 around here? Two. What's this? Where's 8? Maybe there isn't a we should probably know where everything is before we start pressing, because there's 5 over there. There's 3 over here. Wait, maybe it's only these numbers up here? Oh, this is blocked off though, so maybe it's not that? I don't know. Okay, let's get this ending first and then, because I want to go back to the broom closet as well and we'll see what that is. There's something here with these buttons as well. And I wonder if it's some code of some kind. Yeah, let's go. So we're gonna keep the mind control device on and see what he says.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
He sounded so
After
disappointed.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself.
I was happy,
Is
what
that
can I
you
say?
wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do.
Effort?
But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better
Oh
than
my
that.
god, once
I'm
again,
afraid
the
you
idea of
don't
taking
have
the story off
nearly
track.
the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent,
Yeah?
Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode,
Nuclear.
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
Wait, what do we do?
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Do we leave?
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's
Wait,
your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Where do we
this
go?
Is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
Wait.
But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to
Oh no,
talk
the doors
about
are open
you,
for the codes.
about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Do we depress them all?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
4.
A
There's
moment
5.
of solace before you're obliterated. All right.
Oh no, we just have to press them in order, I think.
Anyway, I'll tell you exactly what
Right?
happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of
1,
the
2.
story. Sometimes when I tell
Wait.
it, I simply let you sit there
Wait.
in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing
Oh, I
everyone
might just die here.
inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
Where's 3?
I have to say this.
There's
though,
5 over there,
this
but where's
version
is
of events
is that
has been
3?
rather
That's 3.
amusing. Watching you try to make sense
might not
of
get this in
everything
time.
and take back the control
Do you really
wrested
sing here?
away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be even better.
Like the torment that he's put
My
us through, he's just
goodness,
describing
only
it.
34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley.
Sure.
Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right
I thought I was
now?
pressing all the buttons in
Or did you
order.
just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Look
thought.
at you, running from button to button,
He knows, he
screen
knows.
to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones.
Wait.
Or maybe this big red button.
There's
or
buttons
this
everywhere.
door. Everything,
Where?
anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Wait. And he's laughing at us as well. I press 1. Does it
You're in
change?
for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see
Oh, you see,
made
his voice is getting much more sinister.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first. So
It's not a
you
challenge, it's a tragedy, is some line.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
Is this what we have to do?
Just you being blown to pieces.
Goodbye, it says.
Desperately to your frail life. Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
Oh,
Or don't.
no.
It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable
What can we
life
even do
from the
here?
moment we fade in until the moment I say...
And look again, he's
happily
still like taught to talk about how he has control in every bit of the situation. Talk to what he does to us, like puts us in quicksand. All these different things that he does to us every single time, every single route. Is that it? That was... You know what's crazy about that? I don't know if you actually can put off the bomb there. But I would say that like it's very true in what the message is trying to get across there to us as well, because it did feel like I was trying my best to like get a way out of this. I was trying my best to how do I say, my heart's pounding actually. I was trying my best to like try and put off the bomb in some way, and I was listening to him as he was like sadistically talking about how he like puts us in quicksand every single time he does something new. You don't have agency. He said again, it's not like what he said. This is a tragedy. It's not like a game mechanic. It's not like a task. It's not like a challenge. This is a tragedy. Like he put all this stuff around the room, all these buttons, all these different things for now at least. I don't know if there is something you can do with the buttons to make us feel like there was hope. Because again, he said, I don't want to put you in a cutscene. I just want to watch you suffer. Because we went against what he wanted in terms of like turning off the mind control. He was like, you think that you can control this? Fine then. Do this is your big moment. Once again, just sending us out there into this terrifying situation. He's watching us squirm. Those buttons... Mechanically, we came to the room, and the first thing I said was, oh, look at all these buttons around the place. I wonder what they do. And I was thinking, this is probably like some other ending. And then so when the bomb goes off, the first thing you think about is, oh, the buttons, and the gate is open that was previously locked. You go up and you like try to press all the buttons. I pressed them all in order. And that's when the narrator says, oh, you think that's going to help? All these buttons in this room? You think that's what's going to help? Because again, it's that feeling of like, this isn't like a video game to me, him. This isn't just like this challenge or this mini game that you're going to have to do to defeat me. You're dying here. And even said the only choice you have left is either you run around squirming like you are now, which he doesn't mind. He wants to see that. Or you die peacefully. And we chose to kind of like squirm around and run around the place and try and find a way to get out of this. Which as most people do, because I think that's the natural thing that video game players will do, which is like press the buttons. Press them in order. Try to find the right buttons. And we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was a door that opened there at one point as well. Like there was a green light on. So I don't know if we can like run into that door. I wonder. So maybe we should try it again and see if we can run into that door. But that was like what that was a heart, like my heart was pounding. There's something like that like the game does that's like so well done where like even though I know it's trying to like, be very funny and meta sometimes, I feel like also it's very like, as I said, claustrophobic, suffocating, and sometimes very like it feels very demeaning in a way where like this game is like shouting us, telling us how like we're so effed. And like I'm desperately, again, I am running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to be like, where's the button? What do I press? What do I do? It really does feel like it is like, while like it's like, this thing where it's like, oh, Stanley, is like the one we're trying to like, make fun of and like, make his life hell and watch him squirm. In a meta way, we are squirming. I was squirming. I was trying to figure out what to do. I was so scared. I could barely even hear some of the stuff he was saying because I was like, what am I going to press? I have to press something. I have to do something. Because again, the video game mind goes to press all the buttons. Press them in order. Oh, this opened up. This must be the mechanic you have to use here. And that's what I was thinking. Oh my God. Like that was a really like well done sequence. Like if you're talking about the idea of like an idea of a meta story that makes you feel like there's still something you could do, but in the end there's nothing you can do. Maybe there was something we could have done. I'm thinking that doorway with that closed in front of us. But really it was just him describing like why we're kind of worthless and why like we think we have some sort of agency here, but the only choice we had there was to die or to or to squirm and die or to die peacefully. He even put more time in the clock because again, it's not bothered to him. He feels like he's in full control. When we tried to take away control from him and take away the choice from him, his first reaction was, okay, then go on then. But it, again, was into another playpen for him. Absolutely insane. Let's go back to the broom closet for now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Really scary stuff.
Decided to go to the meeting.
Really well done as well,
Perhaps
though.
he had simply missed a memo.
That's all the new content as well, by the way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Yeah, my heart's still
he
pounding.
entered
That was
the
just such a
door on
well
his
done
left.
sequence. Very, very scary, but so well done. Really so well done.
Yet there was not a
It
single
might take a while to get
person
this broom
here
closet thing
either.
again, guys. So like, if I
Feeling a
am
wave
doing
of
it, like,
disbelief, Stanley decided to go. Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
Wait.
Not again! I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything
Wait.
at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to
So it
finish
remembers
whatever
between
it is
routes?
you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
That's really cool. I didn't expect it to like remember the choice. So I wonder if we like, because it seems like he's gonna be staying quiet, but like I'll wait here. Like what I'll do is I'll wait here like another minute or so. But I wonder if this is the thing, like just like the thing with the button, if you have to like go back multiple times. So I'll give him. What I'll do is I'll stop recording for a second. Not stop recording for a second. I'll pause for a second, and then I'll pause for like a few minutes. And if it doesn't work, if he doesn't say anything, yeah. Okay. So he hasn't talked again. So I think he genuinely wants me to leave. Unless we go back in. No. Okay. I think he genuinely wants me to leave. Okay. So I want to try that same ending, but I want to see if we can do anything with that door. If we can't do anything with the door, then I'll just skip the ending.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So actually, I'll talk to you in one moment here. I don't want to skip too much just in case there's something we could see, but we'll see.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
This changed too. Because we've done it so many times? Will he say something then if we do the same ending before that we do now? I wonder. Is he going to skip past everything now? Will he say anything here? Because again, it seems like the dialogue changes in such an amazing way, but he seems like very kind of like, okay, whatever. Yeah, you're going to do this. You know the number already. Very cool stuff.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, there's also this here too, the escape system as well. Like this escape thing. Should we try this? I think I should try that some other time because I'm not for sure. I don't know for sure if that'll be something, but like, let's try this. Hi everyone, before this video goes any further, I wanted to say that I have seen your comments about this route potentially having spoilers in it, and I obviously bulk record, so I didn't see your comments before I played this, but I will say this, I actually realized that there could be spoilers in this as I was playing it, and I actually avoided the spoilers, and thankfully I wasn't spoiled by anything. Thankfully enough. Now, it's not that it would have spoilers like for the story in general, but it would have spoilers for what the endings might look like, I think is what people were saying, and I definitely got that feeling. I definitely got that feeling as I was playing it. But yeah, we avoided the spoilers.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
Yeah.
the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What do you mean? Should we... Wait, the door closed now? It's closed, I think. Wait, there's no... No, it's closed. It's closed. Okay, that's fine. We're meeting a violent death.
The door behind him was not shut.
Wasn't it?
Stanley still had every opportunity to
let's
turn
keep going.
around and get back on track.
Even if it's not, it's time. This is actually like kind of
At
like...
this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his
He's making
death.
sure we know that we're making this decision, you know? Oh my god. This is a really well done hallway, by the way. Very closed in. The lighting here at the end is fantastic. It's actually like really, really scary. Oh my god, what the hell? Oh, I thought it was just gonna reload the game from... What? Why is this so scary? Where are we?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
What is...
he
Oh
reflected that
no.
his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story,
What?
trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
What a line. So once again, telling us how worthless we were, how we didn't know anything, and we're about to die in vain. Again, this is so pointed and so directed. He wants Stanley to feel this way. He wants him to feel... This isn't just like, you know... It's fun for the narrator, clearly, but he also wants Stanley to feel punished for ever making choices that are, like, totally
So
against
he
him.
resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Again, brief and shy. Is this... Are they just gonna kill me like this?
Farewell, Stanley. cried the narrator.
What?
As Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal
Wait, there's a
jaws.
different narrator?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone
But I
in
wasn't.
his body, killing him
There's a different
instantly.
narrator in the game. What is happening? What is happening? There's a different narrator. So maybe that narrator, like, once we thought we were dead, he, like, gave up and the other narrator joined or something? What the... Wait.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game,
Oh.
back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Wait, what did... Within this narrator is talking about the other narrator now. Like, what did the narrator think they were doing? So once again, they feel like the narrator is pushing us towards these things, obviously even towards that ending there. What did the narrator think he was going to do?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
She's a great
Do you
voice
see
too.
now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? Wait, is it dead figuratively? The idea that we're already dead because, again, we don't have our own choices. We don't have our own life. We can't choose anything because, again, choices are meaningless if we're always going to end up back in the same place. If we can't actually break free of this, then are we truly alive at this point? We were dead from the beginning. It could be like a figurative thing for sure. Wait, is this... Oh, this is our office. This is where we start. Office layout. The blueprint shows the office on the beginning of the game. The patch shows Stanley's office with 2 doors. Those are the first part of the game was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. Through the core layout remains identical to the first iteration. So they're showing like behind the scenes. Stanley's computer. It's like literally like a room full of assets. The pacing of this opening section was important to get it right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. And we do reach the door in a good time for sure. And it's, you know what's so crazy about this? It almost feels like, you know, this is like the biggest choice or whatever, you know? The 2 doors. They said the 2 open doors is a very concrete piece of Stanley Parable's design. And once this room is created, the rest of the game emerges as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction of this room posed. Truly, I feel like this is the start of the game almost. Filing cabinets? Okay, cool. Office computers. There's like some solitaire there. Some updates happening. Employee database. There's some credits on the wall here, which is a really cool idea to have as well. Wait, button sounds. A section of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard, stroke, and a synthesized tone. Okay, very good. It literally is very meta. This is the most meta it's been, right? The idea of like having all the credits here as well. These are the cubicle areas, right, too. That's the maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. So there's stuff we might not have seen here already, so we might be a bit confused, but that's not a bad thing because the game's showing us this for a reason, you know? We got this ending. The war zone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley went up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. Realized shortly after starting to build that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people like shooters, which is not our intention. That's what I get as well. I do feel that way. I feel that like it's the narrator has this like very pretentious attitude about like video games, but the game developers have an appreciation for video games. That's the way I get it anyway. I don't think they genuinely want to like make fun of like leaderboard and stuff like that too. Are you a rock? After the second trailer, we sent out and asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use the further promotional materials, we never found out the perfect use for them. Here are the section of those emails. So people like, oh, it's people sending emails. What would you do if Stanley entered any of the rooms? We'll read like one more after this as well. See if there's another one after this. Were you born with the magician's voice? Oh my god, or did you bargain with the magicians to receive it? And finally, the most important question of all, what is Stanley's last name? It does feel like it is like so meta to the point that it's like, hey, like, you know, they're talking directly to the narrator. Oh, an early version of the lounge, okay. Like they're talking directly to the voice actor rather than the narrator, you know? The cargo, the second version was functioning the same as what was in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was stored. Another really cool idea here as well, the cargo lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying or jumping into a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of player falling to their death. Wait, for real? Should we try that? Okay, so I think there's going to be a lot of, like, giveaways here. I'm not sure if, like, again, I can do this choice again if people want me to see some of this stuff, but I feel like, you know, if they're showing choices here, too, it might be more fun to... Oh, The apartment timer in the previous version, the choice leading to the apartment ending would give you a 15-second timer to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, so let's try and maybe find a way out here. And if you guys think I should go back here, because at first I was like, oh, maybe like we won't spoil anything. I don't think it's going to spoil anything, but it's one of those things that maybe you guys would maybe want me to, like not to find out about like a different ending here until I get to it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the case. You know, there's like game design mock-up. This is the level that William Designer sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of addition piece. The strength of the level got William got hired to design full game. Through much of the environment has changed. The basic layout of this mock-up is still the same. Okay. It's like cool seeing this stuff, though, isn't it? This is the elevator, right? Countdown room. An early version of the countdown room. Oh, these are all early versions of the room, too. This is the freedom ending. Exists in the beta only? What? Oh, yeah, because we got the freedom as well, right? Wait. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where, like, if you guys think I have no problem exploring this full place because it is such like a lot of really, really cool things, but I'm just wondering if it's one of those situations where like I'm gonna find something where it's like this is the bopper ending, or maybe it doesn't show anything we haven't seen either as well. There's a possibility. But I don't want to. I just want to make sure. You know what I mean? Just make sure. I can come back here, no problem. Let me know. It's not about spoilers. It's just it's like.
Oh, look at these two.
What?
How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control.
Wait, me and the
one
narrator?
another.
I'm sorry, before we go any further, I want to make it apparent. We're talking like what I'm trying to say here. I don't think it's about the game is directly spoiling me, but it's one of those situations where like maybe it's one of those situations where like it might be better to see the thing if there is endings that I haven't seen there. You know what I mean? Just in case. I have no problem going back. Let me know how that game works, how usually it would go. Okay.
How they both wish to be free.
Wait, the narrator wishes to be free? Wait, so did we choose what to do here? Oh, we have to turn it off. So maybe she said the narrator wants to be free as well.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
What are you talking about?
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Wait.
But listen to me. You can still save these two.
She's talking to
You can
us.
Stop the program before they both fail.
Yeah?
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this
Wait,
game.
she wants us to back out of the
As long as
game?
you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Wait,
Whatever you do,
the choice is
choose
ours
it.
now to end the
Don't
game.
let time choose for you. Don't let
Oh, we should have exited out, I guess. Oh, I thought we'd have more time. I thought it was going to stop in place again and like repeat again. Is it going to load up again? Okay, so that to me was us making a choice to escape, but like it was actually like this kind of like trick that wasn't actually an escape. It seemed that like something went wrong with the game and like another narrator took over. And what ended up happening was we had to deal with the idea that like our narrator was gone. We were now like in the kind of meta portion of the game where like it was almost like Stanley was no longer playing. Maybe it was like us playing now, I guess. And it was us looking at the game. Maybe that's how I'm getting at it. Like we were looking at all the different game development stuff. We're like, oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. And this other narrator was kind of just like narrating the idea of like what had happened here, what had happened to Stanley. And then she took over for it. Like, it's like almost like she was narrating with us, whereas she was also narrating about the narrator themselves. The narrator apparently needs Stanley and Stanley needs the narrator, which I guess you could see as like, the narrator desperately wants Stanley. We saw that in one of the endings. He wanted him to move. He was crying because he wasn't moving, basically like whimpering. And I wonder if it is one of those situations where like the narrator like needs Stanley because that's the only way he can truly feel like he's fulfilled as well. He can truly feel like he needs his story to be told. He can only tell his story through Stanley. And if Stanley goes against it or doesn't even follow the story, like for example, staying in a broom closet, for example, then it means that he can't tell his story. Whereas with Stanley, we've seen what happens when he like defies the narrator sometimes. He just goes into a place where there's like nothingness in some ways. So it really feels like maybe that's what they mean by the idea of like maybe they need each other to craft the story. Like even if they go against each other, they're both like fighting for who like has control, who is the dominant one in the situation. And that does make sense of us like going back and forth. Like I'm going to do this when the narrator goes, well, I'm going to do this then. And it's like, oh, then I'll do this. And it's like this back and forth thing as well. And it seems like that's what the narrator was trying to tell us. And the only way to truly choose to end this and end this cycle with Stanley and the narrator is by quitting out of the game. That's what I got from that. It's like, okay, you can try all this other stuff, but the only way to truly end the narrative is to quit out of the game. Because they're stuck in this loop. Okay, let's check the broom closet again.
What did it mean?
I don't have much time.
Stanley
I don't have time to
decided
know
to
the
go
routes,
meeting
but we can
room.
definitely check the
Perhaps
room
he had
clause
simply
again for
missed a
sure.
memo.
You get what I'm saying? That's my interpretation of it. Is that like it's an endless loop. There's the narrator and the Stanley are fighting each other while also needing each other at the same time too. And the only way to truly get them out of this was us, the player, to quit out of the game. That's the only way we get them out of there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
I'll go into the broom clause
Feeling a
again.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. I really feel like one of the things that they do so well in this is show the frustration of the narrator, and they even do it through like physical stuff like this. He boarded up the broom closet. You know what I mean? Like, that is 100% a showcase of just like, fine, look, I'm not even gonna like play with you anymore. We're just closing this up. It's over. Such a fun idea. Such a fun idea. The narrator has so much personality, honestly. And you see it just through moments like this, how much personality the narrator has. It's like their own character, of course. Guys, I got cut off there, but I was going to end the video there anyway, due to like, of course I didn't have as much time. But I do want to say that like I feel like this episode was another wild one. This game is very, very wild. The first ending that we got through was the stuff with the elevator things. And I feel like what that screams to me is the idea that the narrator, like, didn't give in to us, but in a way kind of like, oh, is this what you want? That kind of feeling. Like they kind of like gave into us by also like having their own game for themselves, if that makes sense. Where it's like, it's not them like totally being like, oh yeah, do whatever you want. It is do whatever you want, but in a way that's very kind of like demeaning. It's kind of like the narrator is kind of being like, oh yeah, you want this, you want that, that's fine. It's almost like wishing on something from a genie, and the genie goes, oh, you want like this to happen? Well, this is gonna happen. Kind of like in what they call it, like the monkey paw and stuff like that as well. Where it's like, oh, you want to just like go about your own story, fine then. But it really wasn't even that. Like I feel like from my perspective, my character and what my feelings were, I can only say what Calvin's feelings were. When I was pressing the elevator button, it's just something I heard that you could like do in passing, like, but I wasn't sure exactly how to fully do it. But it was one of those things where like the reason I was doing it was because like it was really funny. It was like one of those rare times where I was just like, this is just a really funny thing to do to make them really irritated. And I really feel like they turned that irritation into a thing, or turned it around on us, which is kind of like acting as if like we're because I don't think they actually genuinely feel like we're like a really good storyteller. I think the reason they were doing that was to kind of be like, when someone's like angry at you or something like that, or someone's angry at someone else and they go like, and they say like, I'm going to use a really bad example, but someone's like, how do we like fix the computer or whatever like that, like, or something like that. And then the guy goes, have you tried like turn it off and turn it on again? And they go, oh my God, turn it off and turn it off again. Gerald, you're a genius. Oh my God. That type of sarcastic way. And it felt like that's what that was. It felt like the narrator was kind of being like, oh, you want to be like praised? You want to like ruin my story? You want to have a bit of fun here? Fine then. Oh my God, actually, I think what you're doing is actually like being like this avant-garde storyteller. You should do like a seminar about telling stories. You are the star of this, not me. I don't matter. I mustn't matter, in a very sarcastic way, to the point that they gave us their own vanity mirror, which to me, like the vanity mirror is again like one of those things where it's what it's called. It's a vanity mirror, but it's actually like not people. It's not like a symbol of like vanity usually. It's called that so it can be like, there's lights on it. You can like do your makeup in front of it. But the vanity mirror here, I feel like is symbolic of the idea of like the narrator kind of saying to us like, oh, you want it to be about you? Look at this. Look at this setup for you. You're like going to perform. You're the top billing. Everyone has come to see you. It's all about you, isn't it? It's not about me. Again, that sarcastic way of like putting us down constantly. And it feels like that's what they were doing there. Like it really felt like the narrator was like trying to build us up in a way, but in a way that made them happier than it made us happier. Because even if like we felt like, oh my God, I'm actually like, if we were silly enough to think that it was like a very genuine, like, oh my God, I'm actually going to get to like do a seminar. Oh my God, like he actually is praising me. He's saying I'm a good storyteller. It makes it more uncomfortable for the player character, I feel like, because we know that he's playing with us a little bit. We know he's being demeaning a little bit. And in the end, he cuts it off before we can actually do the speech. Because he's like, yeah, look at this crowd's here for you. Yeah, but it's not happening. Do you think that's why I brought you here for? You think that's what you get? It was like, it really felt like it was like 20 minutes or like 10 minutes or whatever it was of just like battering us with like demeaning sarcasm. That's what it felt like because of their frustrations. And again, the narrator feeling like they have ownership over the story. So when we kind of go against that, it is them trying to kind of like say to us, like, you know, like, oh, if you want control, oh, here you go. You deserve it. Look at this. People have come to see you and only you. It really is kind of like a very interesting way that to showcase the narrators. Like, I think petulant sometimes, a very childish nature sometimes, and very self-centered nature at the same time too. We also had like an ending where we did the self-destruct sequence on the facility, right? And the reason why this was also like a very interesting thing to me was because this was terrifying. And like, again, I love the way the endings change depending on like the feeling. Because like, while like the first ending made me feel kind of like uncomfortable, the way he was kind of like, you know, making us feel like in a sarcastic way, making us feel amazing. The second ending that we got made me feel actually really like terrified, because it felt like the narrator was once again demeaning us. But the way they were doing it this time was like was breaking the fourth wall again. Because in a video game, what happens? And they showcase this here. In a video game, what happens when you like explore a place? You see different things you can press and do and like go back to. Like, let's say you're playing Resident Evil and you notice as you're walking along in Resident Evil, you notice like there's like a painting that has a switch behind it, but you don't know what it does. And later on, it's like you find a reason to press it, right? And you go back and you're like, oh, I'll press it right now. And then something happens, right? That's what video game logic dictates. In this, they use video game logic against us. And the video game logic we see here is that we pass by a bunch of buttons. I saw a bunch of number buttons and a closed gate. The gate stops us from pressing the other button. So logic dictates in your gamer brain that you would want to press that button, right? I need to press that button, right? To do something. And then when the place starts to explode, the buttons, of course, the buttons, right? Video game brain goes into action. Let's get the buttons. I run toward get all the buttons. I'm pressing all the buttons. The door's open. It must be the buttons. Again, video game brain. And you're pressing all the buttons. And then what's he doing as you're doing all this? Right now, you're pressing all the buttons. Oh, like you're running around frantically. Is it this button? Is it that button? He like is playing with us to the point he's even adding time to the timer, because us just dying in like 1 minute isn't fun for him. He's enjoying watching us like try to treat this like a traditional video game, trying to treat it like we're going around trying to press all these buttons. He's enjoying the fact that we are like squirming and trying to use usual logic for this. So he keeps adding time to the timer in a way to just watch us squirm a bit. And it is like terrifying, because it's one of those times we already feel like we're a rat in a cage. We already feel like we're like a hamster on a wheel in this game. And I feel like that's a big crux of this game. It also genuinely feels like, as I'm going through this, as I am a not just a spoke of the wheel, not just a hamster, not just a rat in a cage. I really feel like it's one of those situations where like I am, not literally, but it feels like we are like this like small ant, right? And there's like a magnifying glass above us. You know what I mean? And they can just put it over us at any time. It really feels like that. Because again, I would never do that, but I've also seen that in like movies and TV shows of people doing that. It's really, you know, crazy. But you know what I'm saying? It feels like we are like this mouse. They are a cat standing over us, grabbing our tail and just like giving us a little bit of an inch every time before they take back our mile. Once we get that mile, it's so interesting the way they do that and how that felt. It literally felt like I was in a bowl or like a cage, and someone was looking above me that could squash me at any moment, but was refusing to squash me, right? And I think it's such an interesting way they did that as well. The other ending we got after that too, which was the ending for where we tried to escape, which I'm glad I kind of like left there. And I think you guys might agree that leaving there was probably the best option, because it was, to me, like it was one of those things where like the stuff we saw wasn't spoilers, but it was such a big place. I imagine we were going to see some spoilers of some kind. Maybe I'm wrong. But I adored the idea that they're trying to showcase that there's like a different narrator in this game as well. And I feel like it adds something to the story line as well, where they said like, we need the narrator, they need us. In this way, in this world at the very least, we can't really do much in this world without the narrator kind of like either giving their okay or breaking the narrator enough into the point that we can like get to a different place. We have to break the narrator enough so we can actually make some progress of like on our own path, right? But like for the narrator, he also needs us because he wants to tell this great story to the point that when we go against the story, he gets irritated. So what happened here, I believe, and my theory on this is, us, the player character, became Stanley. Like Stanley left the room, the narrator left the room, and we were left with ourselves and the narrator, a new narrator. And the new narrator tried to describe the idea of like the only way you can save these characters, Stanley and the other character, is legitimately by exiting out of the game, which I didn't do in the end, which I don't know if we should do that at some point, but the only way you can literally save them is by exiting the game. And I think, again, that's one of the most meta ways you can do that, which is the idea of like you can leave the only way to save these two characters is by shutting off your literal game. And I think it's honestly such an interesting way they did that. Once again, it's a very meta feeling to it, but it also then drives home this feeling of like despair for this game too, because I feel a despair for not only Stanley, and not that I have sympathy for like the narrator, but I feel like there's also a very on the surface feeling of despair for the narrator too, whereas when things go wrong for the narrator, not only do they get upset, but there's times that they're nearly crying, dude. There are times that they're nearly bawling, and you can feel the despair. You can feel like this endless cycle, this feeling of like, again, that hamster on the wheel. It feels like we're both kind of like hamsters on the wheel in a way. And that's what I get from that ending as well, personally. There's also the stuff with the door. I don't know if I'm finished with the door, but like the door is boarded up now. I don't know if I'll go back and do something else with the door. But I actually think the broom closet is actually like a very good representation of this game as well and what this game feels to me. Where you can just say it's a funny thing, right? I think that's what's great about this game is that it's so up to interpretation that like, and I love that from you guys too. The majority of you guys are like, man, I love your interpretation. Here's my interpretation. Love it. I freaking love that. Oh my God, a game living and breathing on interpretation. I love it. That's how a game lives forever, by the way. Shadow of the Colossus is my favorite game of all time. There's no definitive answer. One of my least favorite things about Shadow of the Colossus fans, a bad Shadow of the Colossus fan is someone who tells you this is the definitive story, right? This is what the story is. The creator himself said that's not how it works, but then those fans think that this is how it works. It's a game that has lived on for so long because it has so many discussion points about it. And to me, like the doorway, yes, it can be just a funny thing, but it's also like showcasing again the narrator's petulance, the way they get very upset with us. But also, I think it showcases that like the narrator has a set path for us, and they're so amazed by a character like Stanley that they could like go. That they could choose to go into a closet for that long, because it's not even like a choice. It wasn't even like a choice to them. It's like, I didn't even mention the freaking closet because it's not like a life or death thing. It's not something I choose to do. But what it is doing is it's stopping the story in its tracks, so he had to board up the room. When we went in there the second time, he got so pissed off. When we went in there another time, he got to the point where he's like, I'm not entertaining this anymore. Like, it's almost like a parent, like, to a kid when they're like, the kid, like, keeps doing something like that's, like, very silly. Like, I'm not even going to look at your direction right now. You're pissing me off so much. And then when the room was boarded up, it drove home the fact to me that this narrator is petulant sometimes, is like, I can't have you ruining my story or stopping my story. Because if you stay in the closet, not only do I see you as weird, and they were trying to get into demean us, right? They were trying to like goad us out in a very childish way. It's what a child does, right? It's like on the playground, you don't want to play tag. What, are you scared? You scared? Oh, Gerald is scared, Whereas he's kind of like, oh, you're an idiot. You're going to tell all your friends that you stayed in a closet for that long? I worry about you. They're going to worry about you. They're going to think you're weird. Well, you're going to tell your friends, oh, I got the closet ending again, making fun of us, trying to goad us out. Even though that's not the game. No, the game knows we're not going to feel that way, but it's trying to goad us out of there as well. And it really felt like that closet was like an encapsulation of us trying to like rebel, but at the same time too, also an encapsulation of the narrator getting so frustrated and trying to stop us from rebelling. Really interesting way they did this. I can't like praise enough what these stories are like. I hope my interpretations are like something you're interested in hearing. Some people said like they love hearing it, so I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for people watching the series, by the way. It's been so fantastic, and I'm glad to have you along with me. I would say, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting me, and thank you for being such an amazing audience. I don't have enough. I can't praise the Stanley Parable audience enough, because again, as I said, 99.9% of you so far have been so understanding of me and my journey and going through this game and being like, I want Calvin to like really experience it like in a good way, while also like wanting him to interpret things his own way. I freaking love that, man. Like, I can't praise you enough. Thank you so much for being along for this journey. And guys, thank you so much to my patrons. If you want to become a patron at the highest tier, you get your name read out every single video, or you can check the other tiers too. There's some cool stuff there. Like the Q&A is going on right now, and it'll be coming out in the next few weeks. Thank you so much to Ty Flower 2, Jamie Bull, Jonathan Banana, The Ghost Zuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Radish, Anusa, Lynx Markey, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Gasparian, Jared Bianum, and at the highest tier of my YouTube, Royal Gamer 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you guys so soon. Bye-bye.